Welcome back to the channel, everyone. This is Decoding with Cody. Today is May 23rd, 2025, and this decode is about ready to blow your guys' minds, okay, and mine. And I did not expect this from a little plane crash in San Diego, but here we go. Get ready. Thank you for the thumbs up, Coffee Girl. This is going to be a 30-minute or so live stream. We're going to cover all the details. We're going to go through the astronomical crazy odds of all of this. And I'm going to show you something that's beyond belief, in my opinion. And hopefully the world sees this, okay? Because this June 11th, 2025 is, I might be wrong, but all I know is I can't wait to show you this. So thank you to everyone who's in the chat. Again, I'm not going to be interacting with the chat too much. I'm just going to be presenting the information. The people that are watching this on a replay, hopefully they will be able to not listen to me blabber on. So, all right, guys, let's go. I got to get into this. So big shout out to Jurassic Liars who's in the chat. You know, he's the guy about June 11th. But you know what I found, okay, this is just, all of it's just crazy, okay? It's just crazy. So a big shout out to you, Jurassic, and let's get into this. All right, please hit those like buttons, guys. This is well deserving of a like because I'm putting together things that are improbable. And yeah, so you guys are going to see. Anyways, let's cover this. Let's start by introducing you guys to the live stream that me and Jurassic Liars did 8 days ago. You guys got to go back and watch this stream. After this stream, you can watch this and then go back and watch that and see that I talked about the same things I'm talking about today in this stream 8 days ago. And I didn't even know that there was going to be a plane crash connecting to this, all this info that I presented 8 days ago. But now here we are, and I get confirmation from an airplane crash. And it's just absolutely insane. And that's what we're going to talk about. So thank you guys for watching this video. And thank you guys for watching this video. 3.5K of you watch this. So thank you. All right, let's keep going. And thanks to Jurassic Liars, who was also featured in that video. Remember, guys, I do not believe in space. I do not believe that we can go to space. However, the astronomical things are used to measure. And I'm going to prove this to you, okay? Mars, the god of war, the planet Mars, okay? Elon Musk, occupy Mars, okay? This is important, all right? Why is Elon Musk wearing this shirt, occupy Mars, when Trump is back in Butler at 6:11 ringing the bell, okay? So just understand that this is not a coincidence, all right? Mars. So this is the first thing I got to tell you guys is I talked about this in the last video, but Mars has a 687-day year, okay? So on Earth, Mars takes 687 Earth days to complete a year. Earth takes 365 days. Mars takes 687 days. So anytime I'm measuring a Mars year in this decode, you got to know it's 687 days each year, okay? 687-day year, okay? That's all that means. And just remember throughout this whole decode that Mars is the god of war, okay? War, that's what this is about. So this is the introduction. You guys are going to understand that this is a Mars year. That's how I'm measuring, okay? I told you in the last live stream that this is a very important day, June 11th, 2025. And the reason it's so important is because if you measure from Donald Trump's birth, June 14th, 1946, to June 11th, 2025, it's exactly 42 Martian years. And why is that so important? Because 42 is the number of war. War in your basic cipher. A is 1, B is 2, C is 3. War equals 42. Donald Trump will turn Martian years 42 on that day. On top of that, I found out today that if you type in Mars ritual, it equals World War 42. Look at what Mars ritual equals in the very important Jewish cipher, 611. And again, Donald Trump turns 42 Martian years old on 611. I mean, what's the chance of that? Mars ritual, 611. Mars ritual, 42, like World War, okay? So this is the introduction. This is just the beginning, guys. Just hold on to your hats here. This is going to get even crazier, all right? Now, remember, Elon Musk was at Butler, Pennsylvania when Donald Trump did this at 6:11 Eastern Time. And right, this connects back to Elvis. Elvis died at 42 years old. Elvis connected to Seattle. Washington is the 42nd state. That all connects back to the 42s, right? Thanks for Jurassic reminding me. But look at this, guys. Donald Trump was in Butler, Pennsylvania after his assassination attempt. He returned to Butler and he said this, guys. Former President Donald Trump held a moment of silence at 6:11 p.m. during his rally in Butler on October 5th. This marked 12 weeks to the minute since the assassination attempt. All right. So at 6:11, Donald Trump holds a moment of silence. All right. Now, it was an assassination attempt, and in gematria, assassination equals 611. All right. In the same cipher, Mars ritual equals 611. All right. Now look at this. Elon Musk 2 years ago on 611 posted this. What did he post on 611? He said, best World War III song ever. It's the final countdown. He posted this on 611, my friends. Okay, you guys understand this. Come on. Wake up, people. Like, wake up, world. Like, this is insanity. Like, what is going on? There is no way that this is a coincidence. When Elon Musk showed up to Butler, when Trump held the moment of silence at 6:11, Elon Musk was wearing an Occupy Mars shirt. All right? Do you guys understand? That's too perfect. Elon Musk was wearing an Occupy Mars shirt on the day Trump did a moment of silence at 6:11. But 2 years ago on 6:11, he posted this, best World War III song ever on 6:11. Right here, guys, there's your proof. It's the final countdown, right? I'm telling you guys, I'm telling you, this is not a coincidence. And wait till you see how the plane crash yesterday in San Diego is telling us this, all right? Now remember, I told you this in the last decode. Trump's birthday to 6:11, exactly 42 Martian years, like war equals 42. Kim Jong-un, the guy who could start a war, from the day he assumed office to the day of June 11th, the same day Trump turns 42 Martian years, Kim Jong-un will be in office for exactly 7 Martian years. Okay, guys? This is impossible. Mars years are so hard to land on, my friends. Every 687 days is a Martian year. You can't just land on it so easily. It's improbable. Now, Kim Jong-un and Trump met for the first time on June 12th, 2018. From that day to June 11th is 7 Earth years. So it's 7 Martian years from Kim Jong-un taking office and 7 Earth years from Trump and Kim Jong-un meeting. All right. And Trump will be 42 Martian years. All right. That's just the beginning, guys. Here we go. Now, yesterday in the news, former drummer of the Devil Wears Prada dies in a plane crash on May 22nd. The same day, the headline on CNN is this: Kim Jong-un's fury after watching North Korea Navy destroyer crippled in a botched launch. So the same day, I talked about Kim Jong-un 8 days ago and 6:11. And now, the same day that this drummer dies, the news is about Kim Jong-un and a warship. Okay? He was trying to use a warship. All right? This guy who died yesterday in a plane crash, well, how does he connect to war? Just wait till you see this. One of the last songs that was released on one of his last full-length albums with his band, The Devil Wears Prada, was a song called War. All right? This guy who died yesterday when Kim Jong-un was using a warship, one of the last songs he released on their full-length albums before he left the band was called War. All right? Now, who is this guy? When was he born? Guys, he was born on a very special day. Most special day you could ever be born on to go with this ritual. The former Devil Wears Prada drummer was born on December 12th, 1985. Why is that day so important? Because on December 12th, 1985 was the worst ever plane military U.S. accident in the history of the United States of America, my friends. The same day this guy was born was the worst military air disaster in United States history. And then he dies in a plane crash. What happened on December 12th, 1985? The deadliest U.S. military plane crash in history, called the Aero Air Flight 1285R. On December 12th, 1985, McConnell Douglas DC-8, carrying 248 soldiers of the 101st Airborne Division and 8 crew members, crashed shortly after takeoff. On the same day this guy dies, or on the same day this guy was born, military, guys, what is military? War. Okay, the last song he released on their full-length album, they released War, right? And he's in the news the same day as Kim Jong-un is inaugurating a warship that went wrong. All right. So why is this day so special? Not only is this day special because this was the worst U.S. military air disaster in the history of the United States. Look how old. Hang on to your hats, guys. Hang on to your hats. Trump's birth. Remember, I told you Trump turns exactly 42 Martian years, the god of war, on June 11th. Guys, look how old Donald Trump was on the day of this singer's birth, on the day of the worst military U.S. air disaster in the United States' history. How old was freaking Donald John Trump? Exactly 21 Martian years. Exactly 21 Martian years. How old will this guy and this air incident be on June 11th, 2025? Exactly 21 Martian years. Do you guys understand what I'm showing you here? Do you guys understand what I'm showing you? What does war equal in gematria? 42 and 21. Donald Trump was 21 Martian years on this day the guy was born. He goes down in a plane crash. All right? Again, meatball, a Martian year is 687 days. And don't tell me they're not using this, because this is clear. All right? This is clear. All right? 21 Martian years is how old Donald Trump was on the day this guy was born. And this was the day of the worst air disaster in American history. A military, like war. Now, on June 11th, this guy will be 21 Martian years old. And this guy, Donald Trump, will be 42 Martian years old. Exactly. And why is that important? Because again, war equals 42 and 21. So this guy just died. And look how many days this guy died in a plane crash, and Kim Jong-un did his warship ritual exactly 21 days before June 11th, guys. When this guy turns 21 Martian years old. So again, Donald Trump, 42 Martian years. Williams, the guy who dies in the plane crash, he's going to be exactly 21 Martian years. And from the day he died in a plane crash to the day of June 11th, 21 Earth days. Again, war, 42, 21. Okay? Come on, guys. What do you think of this? I need to get some feedback, because this is not like, what do you guys, why is, I don't get it, but it's just crazy, man. This is all you really need to see about this decode right here, but it's going to get even better. It gets even better. It's not even done. Guys, from the first album of the band Devil Wears Prada to June 12th, the day after June 11th, is exactly 10 Martian years. Guys, what? I just told you this guy who just died from the band, he's going to turn exactly 21 Martian years. And the first debut album from the band he was in, the first album to this date, June 12th, the next day, is exactly 10 Martian years. What? This is just layer upon layer upon layer of Martian connections. Why was Elon Musk posting the World War III, best World War III song on June 11th, the final countdown, when Mars ritual equals 611, and Donald Trump did a moment of silence at 611 when Elon Musk was wearing a shirt called Occupy Mars? I mean, you guys can't deny this. No one can deny this. I don't care if you try, you can't do it. Look at this slide right here, right? Too many Mars connections, absolutely perfect. And then you add on top of it, from the release of their first album to June 12th, the day after June 11th, exactly 10 Martian years. And again, guys, it's so hard to land on a Martian year. It's not like landing on a Earth year, which is 365 days, right? It's different. Guys, and just to prove that this Martian year is significant, remember, he turns exactly, this drummer who died yesterday, he turns exactly 21 Martian years on June 11th. But how old was he yesterday when he died? Well, look how old he was, guys. He was exactly 20 Martian years and 666 days old. And what was the plane number he went down in? N666DS. I mean, come on now. If that doesn't also prove that the Martian years are important, he was 666 days after his last Martian birthday yesterday, and he goes down in a plane with the 666 code on it. All right? Again, think about that. He was 666 days after his last Martian years, and he goes down on that day when he's 666 days after his last Martian year. It's again, it's improbable. And then 21 days later, like war equals 21, he's going to turn 21 Martian years, okay? 21 days after he goes down in a plane crash, he's going to turn 21 Martian years. War equals 21, okay? So, I mean, come on. And this also points to June 11th, because look at how many days after his birthday he died in a plane crash. 162 days after his birthday. Guys, he died in San Diego, California, which equals 162. He died 162 days after his birthday. And what day of the year is June 11th? Oh, it just happens to be the 162nd day of the year. Like he died 162 days after his birthday. He died in San Diego, California, which equals 162. I mean, there you go. That's just more. Just more. All right? This is, again, improbable. And remember, when Elon Musk posted best World War III song ever, he posted this on June 11th. Well, why did he post a World War III tweet on June 11th? Well, maybe because June 11th in the most simple basic English cipher equals World War III. Okay? Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why Mr. Elon Musk, who talks about occupying Mars, maybe he's posting a World War III tweet on June 11th for a reason, because maybe June 11th equals World War III. All right? And don't forget, the last day that this guy was alive, the last day that this drummer was alive was the 141st day of 2025. Let me just show you that. Let me go back out of here. So again, this guy died on 5/22. Look at this, guys. From the last Devil Wears Prada, from the first Devil Wears Prada album to yesterday, 225, it was 225 months exactly. Which is exactly, to today, would be 9 Martian years and 666 days since the first Devil Wears Prada album. Come on, guys. 9 Martian years, 666 days since the last Devil Wears Prada album. The guy dies on 5/22. He dies 225 months exactly after the first Devil Wears Prada album. And again, why is the 225 important? Because Elon Musk, in his tweet, he wrote the words in his World War III tweet right here. Right here, in his World War III tweet, he wrote the words, "It's the final countdown." What's that equal in gematria? Let me just type it in. It's the final countdown. You guys understand? It's the final countdown. Elon Musk, he posted that about World War III. It equals 225. From the first Devil Wears Prada album to the death of the drummer was exactly 225 months. And the date he died on was 22/5, May 22nd. The last day that this drummer was alive was May 21st, 2025. That was the 141st day of the year. What does June 11th equal? 141. What does World War III equal? 141. Elon Musk posted it's the final countdown 2 years ago on June 11th, which equals 225. And again, this was 225 months exactly after the Devil Wears Prada album. All right? On 225. This is all improbable, guys. This is all improbable. Again, just so you guys can know, the first Devil Wears Prada album is this one. This is where I'm measuring from. Okay? Let's keep going. I got a few more things I want to share. And I just had to share this, guys, because I was just in Jurassic Liars live streamed, and the viewers in Jurassic were finding these crazy things. So after all the things that I just talked about with June 11th, you guys tell me if you think this is a coincidence. Again, go check out Jurassic Liars, check out his June 11th information, okay? But look at this. There is a band called Goodbye June. And on their Twitter, on their Instagram, they posted this screenshots. They posted their pictures of themselves, and they posted the red script over it, and it says "Goodbye June," and the smiley face looks like an 11. Look at that. You see what I'm showing you here? "Goodbye June" with 11. That's actually a smiley face, and it says "Deep in the Trouble." So there's a band called Goodbye June. They write Goodbye June, and then they make a smiley face, which clearly looks like Goodbye June 11th. Okay. And there's another song that was released in 2024 called Suffer Song. And look at the lyrics to Suffer Song. It says, "Suffer, suffer, yeah, suffer. Suffer like you're in Gehenna. Suffer all the time. Suffer on June 11th, because that's the suffer time." So there's two things right here that seem to be talking about June 11th. I mean, what else you want me to show you? Suffer Song, suffer on June 11th. That's the suffer time. Goodbye June, and clearly writing an 11 right here. Goodbye June 11. Like, what? Donald Trump has a moment of silence at 6:11, and the bell tolls at 6:11 because a moment of silence. And remember, Kim Jong-un was in the news yesterday. Yeah, in Washington State. How does this connect to Washington State? We need to tell the people in Washington State, because all these 42s, remember, Trump turns 42 Martian years on June 11th. Washington State, remember Elvis died at 42, right? And Washington is the 42nd state. Now, look at this album, Suffer Song, where the lyrics say suffer on June 11th. The song is called Suffer Song. Well, what's that equal in gematria? Look at this. Suffer Song equals Washington, like Washington State. You guys see it right here? Do you guys see this 4 out of 4 match with Washington, even though I spelled it wrong, but it's still the same. Washington equals Suffer Song in all 4 ciphers. Okay? We're talking about Washington State, the 42nd state, which again goes back to Trump turning 42 Martian years old on June 11th, when Mars ritual equals 611 and Mars ritual equals 42, like World War, like war, right? Somebody says tribulation equals 611, right? So, I mean, again, guys, let's just go back to the main gist of this. This drummer that just died yesterday, after I did a video 8 days ago about this Mars stuff, he just happens to be born on the perfect day, on the day of the worst U.S. military air disaster of all time. And at that day, Trump was exactly 21 Martian years old. And it just so happens that this same guy that died yesterday will turn exactly 21 Martian years on June 11th, Martian birthday, okay? And he will be 21 Martian years old on June 11th. He will be 42, and that's war. 42, 21. I mean, what do you guys think about this slide? I need some feedback. Do you guys see how perfect this is? What is the chance that this guy goes down and he's perfectly synced up with Martian Donald Trump and June 11th? I mean, and the album from his band, the first album from his band, is also synced up with Martian years from the release of the first album to June 12th. The next day is exactly 10 Martian years. So you have too much here, guys. And if it does, if World War III, okay, let me show you something again here. So if you go from the first Devil Wears Prada album to June 11th, 2025, you get exactly 68 days. Guys, why is that so freaking important, man? Why from the first Devil Wears Prada to June 11th, why is it 68? Can anyone in the chat remember what I've shared about this number? Please, somebody tell me why 68 is so important to this. Why? Why would it be a perfect 68 days? I'll wait a second to see if people have been listening about the 68s, because I know most of you guys know this. I know Joseph knows this. I know a lot of you guys know this. Well, yeah, there was that story about 68 bridges. Antichrist does equal 68. Elvis equals 68. Barack Obama equals 68. Donald John Trump equals 68. But what is it, guys? Every World War, World War II, and World War I started on 68 date numerology. Do you guys remember that? I don't have that slide here, but let me see if I can find this slide. Hold on. I just put this in a slide, yeah, in the last video. Let me see if I can find just so I can show you guys why that's so important. Yeah, I think it's this one. Oh, and remember, I already did a video and showed you guys how this ship hitting the bridge was connected to World War III also, okay? So this isn't the first time I've talked about this. Here it is, guys. So every world war had 68 numerology. So what does that mean? World War I was July 28, 1914. So if you add the date, 7, like July is the 7th month, 28, 1914, it equals 68. That's World War I. If you add World War II up, 9/1 plus 19 plus 39, it equals 68. The Russian invasion was also on 68 date numerology, okay? So from the first Devil Wears Prada album to June 11th this year is exactly 68. Again, this is the important number with World War starts, right? So that means that we could get something happening on June 11th, but that's not a 68 date numerology, guys. June 11th does not have that good old 68 date numerology. 6 plus 11 plus 20 plus 25 equals 62. But what day has the 68 date numerology? Well, let's go forward. Oh, look at that. The day that has 68 date numerology is hold on a second. Do you guys see what I'm seeing here? Do you guys see what I'm seeing here? 68 date numerology on June 17th, the day of Mars. Tuesday is the day of Mars, my friends. Look at this. 68 date numerology on June 17th. Now look at this. Look how many days from the first Devil Wears Prada album to June 17th. 68, 74 days. What does that remind you of, guys? What number does this remind you of? Can anyone in the chat tell me what this reminds you of? We just had an event that was connected to this number backwards. What was it? It's the backwards. Exactly. Decoding Our Reality got it. It's the backwards 8647 that was just posted by what's his name? Comey last week. It's the backwards 4786. Right? It's not technically the fully backwards, but remember on June 11th, 9/11 will be 8674, just like Jurassic Liars just posted. On June 11th, 9/11 will be 8674 days. Now, again, June 11th is the pivotal day, but what's going to happen from June 11th to June 17th, guys? Because this is 7 days where it leads you to the 68 war number. And from this Devil Wears Prada album, we also have this perfect synchronicity with this 86, 47, 86 thing. All right. So that is important. That is super important to mention that. Okay. But again, June 11th is where it lands on 6868, right? From the first Devil Wears Prada album. And what is the album called, guys? Dear Love, A Beautiful Discord. Huh. What does that mean? What is a beautiful discord? Let's just type this in Chat GPT. Let's ask them what a beautiful discord would be. Let's get some ideas on what that could mean. Let's just see what it says. I'm just interested. Of course, it's going to tell us that A Beautiful Discord is an album by The Devil Wears Prada, but look at this. A beautiful discord could describe a situation where conflict, war, or imperfection leads to growth, depth, or unexpected harmony. Huh. Okay, well, I know what this is telling us. Order out of chaos is what I get from that. Imperfection leads to growth, so conflict leads to unexpected harmony. So maybe I'm completely wrong, guys. Maybe we find world peace on this June 17th. But I doubt it. Like, again, this is, and just so you guys know, I want to cover this. The last album that this drummer appeared in with The Devil Wears Prada was called Space. And I'm sitting here talking about Mars and how Elon Musk occupies Mars, going to space. What are the chances that the last album that this guy appeared on was an EP, Elvis Presley EP called Space? And the song that was on there, the last song released by this man with this band was called Alien. How about that, guys? Are we going to get an alien invasion? Guys, I mean, that's a real possibility. Are we going to get some sort of alien invasion that supposedly brings the world together to fight the aliens? Remember, Warner von Braun said that the world was going to script an alien invasion so they could bring the world together to create a new world order. Do you guys remember Warner von Braun saying that? Do you think that that could be a possible scenario here? Like, are we going to get a fake alien invasion in Seattle, Washington, where the Space Needle is? And then the whole world has to come together to fight these fake aliens. And then, oh my gosh, this is a beautiful discord, right? This is what this means. A beautiful discord could mean a conflict that leads to unexpected harmony. So that's exactly what that could be. Aliens invade, the world has to fight the aliens. That creates an unexpected harmony on Earth. I'm just throwing things out there, but this could very well be is a very good option here, in my opinion. Warner von Braun told us about this. And I don't think it's a coincidence that the last album that this guy was on, the last song he ever released with the band was called Alien. All right. And I've been talking about Mars, right? This whole thing was about Mars, right? And what is Mars? Martians, right? When you think about Mars, you think about aliens, Martians, little green men. So please don't take me for thinking I know exactly what's going to happen on June 11th to June 17th, but I do know that it's pointing to this, that all this stuff is pointing to June 11th through June 17th. And we've had a lot of stuff. Yeah, and Mama Cerise says aliens invaded already, which that could be it too, right? Mexico, why do you think we had a ship from Mexico run into a bridge? Well, that signifies, where did all the illegal aliens come across the border? Well, at Mexico, right? And remember, I told you guys that this ship disaster, this ship collision the other day was Mexico, right? So this also signifies, actually, you know what this could signify? The ship hit the border, guys. It broke across the border. The bridge represents the border and the ship represents the illegal aliens trying to cross the border. I don't know. That's interesting. But again, this ship, I think, represents something with the illegal aliens, right? Now, could we see some sort of terrorism? And could they blame this on people who crossed the border from Mexico? That's also an option. Aliens who cross the border from Mexico and they do terrorism in the United States. I mean, that's also an option. Alien invasion. So again, I'm not saying I know exactly what's going to happen, but I do know that there's a lot of stuff pointing to this upcoming time. And don't forget the one other major thing that happened this year that points us to June 11th. Cody Rhodes, June 11th. I just got to bring this up again. Remember, The Rock was literally holding for millions of people on WWE to see the date June 11th. And that happened this year, okay? No other year has WWE ever put the date June 11th in front of our faces except for this year, all right? So that's a big clue as well, right? And don't forget the other things I showed you at the end of this decode. There's a band called Goodbye June, and they posted Goodbye June with the 11, the eyes looking like a smiley face. And there's a song called Suffer Song, which says suffer on June 11th, because that's the suffer time. So, and this song was, as Jurassic pointed out in his stream, this Suffer Song was released on 2024, so just last year. This isn't an old song, guys. It's a recent song talking about suffering on June 11th. And then you have Cody Rhodes. His dad died on June 11th. And it happened this year where they put the June 11th, Cody's soul suffering on June 11th. All right, so, it's just, and then you have this connection with the 141 equaling World War, Elon Musk posting World War III. It's the final countdown. I mean, why would Elon Musk even post this? What is this? Why even post this? Best World War III song ever? Why would you even want to post something like that? And why would you post it on June 11th? Which equals World War III. I mean, it's just too perfect. And again, he's calling himself Kecius Maximus, which is just stupid. But again, we know that Elon Musk is all about Mars. That's what we know. He wants to occupy Mars. He wants to occupy war. That's what Mars is. And then there's this connection with the drummer, perfectly synced up. And then what do you guys think about this? 20 Martian years and 666 days old, he dies in a plane with the call sign 666. And just for the record, he died 20 Martian years old at 666 days. In gematria, the word death equals 20. So in 10 Martian years, you guys get the gist. But thank you guys so much for watching. And sorry for my, I got very animated in this decode. I'm so grateful that you guys still watch me when I lose my mind a bit. But again, I haven't lost my mind in a while. But on this decode, I had to like super. What is a Martian year? A Martian year on a year on Mars. What they tell us. Again, I started out this decode telling people what I was going to do with Martian years. And again, I proved that Martian years is important in this decode. If you guys don't believe Martian years are important, you now should believe that they're important. Okay? But again, a Martian year is 687 Earth days. So basically, every 687 days is a new Martian year. So on June 11th, Donald Trump will be exactly 42 times 687 days old. That's what that means. Donald Trump will be 42 times 687 days on June 11th. That would mean he'd be 42 if he was on Mars, which I'm not saying we can go to Mars, guys. And I'm not saying any of that. I'm not saying I believe in space travel. I believe in Mars. But they give us Martian years for a reason. They give you these numbers for a reason. 42 Martian years is how old Trump will be. And the word war equals 42, and Mars is the god of war. So, again, I don't think it's a coincidence either that Mars ritual equals world war in the same cipher. Mars Attacks. Yeah, there's a movie called Mars Attacks. I guess we should look into that, shouldn't we? That's a good one. I didn't even think about that. I guess while we're on here, let's look into it. Mars Attacks. December 13th, 1996. I mean, hold on a second. So if you go from Mars Attacks to, the only thing I see here is if you go from the movie Mars Attacks to June 11th, you get 15 Martian years. Now, what's Mars equal in gematria? Okay, you see how Mars equals 15 and war equals 15? Right? You see that? Mars, the god of war, equals 15 and war equals 15 like Mars, okay? Now, from the movie Mars Attacks, if you measure in Martian years, it would be 15 years, 102 days. Okay, well, what's that? What's 102? I'm just throwing this out there, guys. World War equals 102. So you could say that this measurement's pretty interesting because it's 15 Martian years like Mars and war equals 15, 102 days, which is World War. Interesting. That's from Mars Attacks, guys. That's not a random movie to be measuring from. On Mars, a spaceship gathers hundreds of Martian ships and travels to Earth. President of the United States, James Dale, along with his aides, addresses the United States concerning this historic event. Several days later, the president science aides up sets up first contact with meeting with the Martians in Nevada. Huh. Nice planet. We'll take it. Look at that. Nice planet. We'll take it. Let's see if I can find alternate release dates, because oftentimes these movies have alternate release dates. See, well, in Germany, this released on let's see. Okay, so December 12th. You could actually say it was December 12th as well. But let's see if we can find Korea, since we have that Korean connection. I mean, Germany would also be important to measure from, I think, because Germany was involved in the last World War. But there is a South Korea one here. April 4th. How about that? 1997. Let's just measure from that date and let's see. Wow, that's just shy of Martian year. Guys, that's crazy. So that is interesting, because if you go from the release date of South Korea, remember, we're talking about Korea being involved in this. If you go from the release date of Mars attacks in South Korea to June 20th, it's exactly 15 Martian years. And again, it's not so easy to land on Martian years, guys. It's 687 days. So, I mean, again, Mars equals 15, war equals 15. What's Mars attack equals? Mars attacks, well, interesting. I mean, there's a lot more research I could do on live, guys. I don't want to bore you with all this, but the reality is that you know, you could look at more of these dates here. But I mean, the movie itself, I don't know much about this movie. I don't know if any of you guys have seen this movie. Yeah, that is true. Just so you guys know, to know that this 687 days. Remember, I told you 687 days is a Mars year. Well, look at this. If you type in Mars year, it equals 687. Well, how many days, Earth days, is a Martian year? 687 days is a Martian year. So that's crazy, right? Mars year equals the amount of days of a Mars year. So you guys think that's a coincidence? I don't. Maybe it is. Jurassic says, in the movie Mars Attacks, they destroy a Space Needle-like structure called the Landmark Hotel. Wow. Huh, I'm going to have to maybe watch this movie, Mars Attacks. Because we're talking also about Seattle, the Space Needle. Again, guys, go back and watch my first video with Jurassic about this. Because you guys got to watch that video I did 8 days ago. That we talked about Elvis, we talked about Washington, Seattle Slew, 6/11. We talked about all that. So, oh, Mama Sari, your brain's not too old. Don't down talk yourself. Yeah, Jurassic, I read your comment. I was a bit late seeing it, but I saw it. Is that the one you meant, I think? Yeah, please leave a thumbs up, as Eva Dom says. If you guys, I mean, I don't know how people can't like this. I'm using something that no one else is doing, and I'm showing and proving to you that it's clearly being. I just want to. Okay, I know this is experimental, guys. I know there's no one else on Earth doing the Martian years. Okay, I'm really the first one, and thanks to Derek from Gematinator for even allowing this feature on the calculator. But the reason he allowed this feature is because he knew that this could be possibly used, and no one experimented with it. And I'm one of the first ones to experiment with this. And let me know in the chat if you guys think I've proved that Martian years are important. Jurassic says it was. If you guys don't think so, leave a thumbs down. If you think so, leave a thumbs up. That's what I'm asking. It was actual demolition of the Landmark Hotel on 11/7/95. 6807, like the amount of days in a Martian year. The space shuttle Atlantis launched on mission STS-117 from NASA's Kennedy Space Station. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, so Vasiliki, she says she thinks that it's important, the Mars year, but how did I work it out? Well, the first thing I found, well, again, I used the calculator that Derek created, and the first thing I'd found was that Trump turned 42 Martian years on June 11th, right? This is how I did it, guys. Trump turns 42 Martian years on June 11th, right? Like war equals 42. Mars is the god of war. Okay, that was the first thing I found. I was like, okay, well, that's interesting. I know that war equals 42. Donald Trump, the president of the United States, he's going to turn 42 Martian years on June 11th, okay? But then after that, I needed to make more connections, right? I needed to see what else could line up with Mars. So what did I find? I found that if you go, again, I thought about Kim Jong-un because, again, Kim Jong-un has Elvis's birthday. And again, if you guys watch my last decode about this, you guys will understand why I'm talking about Kim Jong-un. But again, Trump was 42, so I had to measure from the day that Kim Jong-un took office to the June 11th date. Well, it was amazing to me to see that Kim Jong-un was exactly 7 Martian years on June 11th after he took office. So that means it's his birthday from being in office, and on the same day, Trump's birthday will also be exactly a Martian year. So again, now I also realized that Trump and Kim Jong-un met exactly 7 Earth years before June 11th. So Kim Jong-un took office 7 Martian years before June 11th, and then they met 7 years, Earth years before June 11th. So that was like, okay, right? That's crazy. And then we had the death of this drummer yesterday, and I find out that he was born on the perfect day, exactly 21 Martian years. Trump turned 21 Martian years on the day this drummer was born. And on June 11th, when Trump turns 42 Martian years, the drummer that died, he's going to turn 21 Martian years because he's exactly half of what Trump is, right? 21 plus 21 is 42, right? War equals 42 and 21. And not only will this drummer turn 42 or 21 Martian years on June 11th, it will be 21 days after he died on Earth. So what is the chance of that, guys? He'll be 21 Martian years. He was born 21 Martian years after Trump, and it will be June 11th will be 21 Earth days after he died, right? And again, war equals 21, and 42. 21 plus 21 is 42, okay? So that's why I put all this. I think that's pretty undeniable, okay? And especially considering that one of the last songs that he released with the band was called War. Right there it is in your face, guys. They just released a song called War. And then he dies. He was born on the day of a military airplane crash. And then he dies in an airplane crash, right? The worst U.S. military airplane crash in history. And then he dies in a plane crash in a military neighborhood. Joseph, are you still in here? Did you say he died in a plane crash in a military neighborhood? And he was born the same day as the worst military airplane crash in US history? I mean, come on now. How perfect is that, man? And look at this symbol behind him. It's like going down. Mama Suri is asking, how do I figure out my Martian age? Well, if you want to figure out your Martian age, you would have to take the amount of days old you are and divide it by 687. So take the amount of, you have to measure how many days old you are today and then divide that by 687. Okay. That's how you figure out how many Martian years you are. Again, make sure you guys go check out Jurassic Liars, June 11th, Washington State, all that. Here's his comments, once again, reminding us of that. Yeah, and the last song another song that was on their album, guys, was called Sailor's Prayer. Look at that, actually. They released a song called Sailor's Prayer on June 12th, exactly 4 years before Kim Jong-un and Donald Trump met. Sailors, you guys get it? I just put that together now. The same day he died. The same day he died, Kim Jong-un was doing a ship. There was a ship disaster in North Korea the same day he died. One of his last songs before war was called Sailor's Prayer, which was released on June 12, 2014. Well, Donald Trump and Kim Jong-un met on June 12, 2018. You guys understand that? Wow. Somebody in the chat's also talking about Meryl Streep because she played in... Hold on a second. Meryl Streep, born June 22nd. She played in The Devil Wears Prada. Okay, so June 22nd, 1949. Look at that, guys. She just turned 9/11 months old. Huh. Guys, she turned 9/11 months old on the day of the plane crash. What in the world? Guys, come on now. Meryl Streep, who starred in The Devil Wears Prada, was exactly 9/11 months old on the day the drummer from Devil Wears Prada died. Oh my gosh. Good find, Serverbot. Wow. Come on, folks. Yeah, the branch is mentioning that Trump might be 42. Yeah, if you measure it in a certain way. Again, these dates are a bit, it's not exactly 687. I should probably reiterate that. Hold on, let me show you what I mean. Yeah, Earth months. She turned 9/11, Meryl Streep turned 9/11 Earth months yesterday, on the day the Devil Wears Prada drummer died. Wait, why did Cohen researcher get hidden? Yeah, can we hold on, let me fix this. I don't want Cohen researcher and hidden. Hold on. Okay, I fixed it. So yeah, anyways, the Devil Wears Prada drummer dies. Meryl Streep, who stars in the movie Devil Wears Prada, she turns exactly in 9/11 months. Ugh. That is insane, my friends. And so how old will she be on June 11th? She will be 9/11, 21 days. So that's perfect because, again, it will be 21 days after he died. She'll be 9/11. Look, guys, it's 9/11, 2001. Guys, Meryl Streep will be 9/11, 21 days on June 11th. That's the date of 9/11. 9/11, 2001. Look at that right there in front of our faces. On June 11th, she'll be 9/11, 2021. Come on, man. That was a mistake, Cohen. I know she didn't do that on purpose. You guys see what I'm saying here? Meryl Streep turned 9/11 on the day that this guy died, and then on June 11th, she'll be 9/11/21. That's the date and the year of 9/11. Like that's like telling you 9/11 2001 right there. So this is just more interesting stuff to align with this date. I got to look into more Meryl Streep now. Let's see from that movie. Hold on. The Devil Wears Prada movie. Wait, the Devil Wears Prada movie came out on her birthday? Okay. What? The Devil Wears Prada movie came out on her birthday. She was born on June 22nd. Yeah. So that movie, Devil Wears Prada, came out on her birthday in 2006. So let's see how many months it was after the movie. It's the same, guys. From the Devil Wears Prada movie, it's 18 years, 11 months, 21 days. That's 8. 1 plus 8 is 9. 11. You don't reduce a master number. 21. 9/11, 21. Wow. So from Devil Wears Prada, the movie, it's 1 plus 8 is 9. 11, 21. And from Meryl Streep, the movie came out on her birthday. She'll be 9/11 months and 21 days old. Oh man. Thank you guys so much for the great comments. Yeah. Jurassic's talking about the drummer who died. Hold on. The drummer who died yesterday, he also was a survivor of a shooting on August 4th in Ohio. Well, that's crazy, man. I didn't know it was on August 4th. Are you kidding me? Guys, if you don't watch Jurassic Liars, you need to go check him out. He's been talking about August 4th and June 11th for years. And this drummer that just died, who's connected to June 11th in Mars years, he survived a Ohio shooting on August 4th. And Garo has been talking about a shooting of Trump in Ohio on August 4th. Like, wow. Crazy, man. That's absolutely insane. I mean, wow. How many Martian years from Elvis's birth to June 11th? Yeah, let's just look at that real fast. I just want to see. Remember, Elvis turned 48 Martian years on earlier this year. So he'll be 48 Martian years old and 52 days. So 48 years, 52 days in Martian. And again, when Elvis turned 48 Martian years, it was on the day of WrestleMania in Las Vegas. So on April 20th this year, on Hitler's birthday, Elvis turned exactly 48 Martian years. Well, why is that important? Because This year will be 48 years after Seattle Slew died. 48 Earth years. So, and remember, on June 20th, the guy who had the belt, the 611 connection, he lost his championship on that same day that Elvis turned 48 Martian years. Cody lost his championship, his soul, on the day that Elvis turned 48 Martian years. And that points us to June 11th, right on the belt. Do you guys understand what this is telling you? Cody loses on the day that Elvis turns 48 Martian years. And then they give us this belt pointing us to June 11th, right? So to me, that seems, like that's what that's about. So there would be 52 days. 52 days after that, right? So yeah, that's I remember I mentioned that in my last decode also. Cody, does Anna Hathaway connect to this? She was in the Prada movie too. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna have to look into Anne Hathaway also. I don't know if I want to do all this on the stream. So November, she's 42 right now. So Anne Hathaway, she's 42. She's from Brooklyn. So we just had a Brooklyn Bridge incident. She's from Brooklyn. She's 42. Now we have the Devil Wears Prada drummer dying. She was in Devil Wears Prada. Let's see how old she's going to be. November 12th, 1982. She's born in 1982. Wow. Like Seattle equals 19 and 82. Holy smokes, wait. She'll be... Well, the Martian years, she's not, but hold on a second. Let me see something. Look at this. Anne Hathaway. What the heck? On the day this guy dies, the drummer, the Devil Wears Prada drummer, Anne Hathaway, who played in Devil Wears Prada, was 42 years, 6 months, and 11 days old. Mic drop. Just another one to add to this, guys. What was my first slide about? It was about the number 42 and 611. Right here. 42, 611. Mars ritual equals 42 and 611. Anne Hathaway was 42 and 611 yesterday. I mean, again, this is all improbable, my friends. Like 42 years, 611. And I just had a slide about that and how it connects to June 11th. And Mars ritual. And yesterday, the guy died in a Mars ritual, of course. And Mars ritual literally equals 42 in reduction and 611 in Latin. 42, 611, like Anne Hathaway's age yesterday. 42 years, 6 months, 11 days. Now, Elvis, how old did Elvis die? 42 years and what? Hold on. Oh, look at this. So if you want to be interesting about this, Elvis, who died at 42, he died at 42 years, 7 months, and 9 days old. So Anne Hathaway, when will she turn 42 months, 42 years, 7 months, 9 days? Let's see. Again, 1982, she's born. 11/12. If you go to this year, she's going to turn the same age Elvis was when he died. When will she turn that? So she'll turn 42 months, 42 years, 7 months, 9 days on June 20th or June 21st. So that means she'll be the exact same age Elvis was when he died on June 21st. Yeah, the devil is Elvis, right? Yeah. The beast in me, he says. So, anyways, Anne Hathaway, she's about ready to turn how old Elvis was when he died. Elvis connects to this, right? Being the devil himself, as Jurassic is saying. Decoding Our Reality says a total solar eclipse occurred exactly 42 years before June 11th, 2025 in 1983. Wow. Crazy. Oh, man. $216 Martian years back from June 11th? I don't know. Let's look. That's too far. You're going to have to go back way too far for that. Because a Martian year is 687 days, so you're going to have to go. Yeah, it's going to be way too far back. You're not going to find anything that makes sense. You're going to have to go to the 1600s. So the 1600s, that's a far back. So exactly 216 Martian years from June 11th was March 6th. Well, that's pretty interesting because March 6th, 3, 6, 6 times 6 times, well, 36 is the 666 is the 36 triangular number. And 216 is the 6 times 6 times 6. So I don't know what happened on 3/6/1619, but that would be the day that's 216 Martian years back. So if anyone can find out what happened on March 6th, 1619, that would be interesting to know. Let's see if there's anything that just comes up on that day. Hold on. Oh, March 6th, 1619. I mean, this is interesting. Look at this. On March 6th, 1619, Cyrano de Bergerac, a famous French duelist, playwright, and novelist, was born. The 1619 Project, which highlights the arrival of the first enslaved Africans in Virginia, commemorates this date. Huh. Guys, that's crazy. That's Obama. Obama had the movie where he mentions the year 1619. And Obama's born the 216 day of the year, and we just went back 216 Martian years, and we just happened to land on this guy. Voyage to the moon. Hold on a minute. This is crazy. Let's see what this equals. Bergerac. Sounds like Barack almost. Okay. Hold on. So this guy was literally born on that day. This connects to leave the world behind, guys. He lived till he was 36 years old. There's another 666 connection. Okay, there's way too much here for me to read, but I'm not going to read this right now. But I will look into this. Let's see what his full name equals. Hold on. Oh, man. I don't know. I just know that it's very interesting. It lands on this date. The 1619 Project. What is this? The 1619 Project launched in August 2019, the 400th anniversary of the arrival of the first African slaves. All right, guys. Well, I'm not going to keep you guys on here just watching me mess around. I was supposed to keep this video short, and now we've been on over an hour. So that's how it happens with me. But I don't really know what to make of this connection. It's kind of out there, but something might be with this. But we'll look more into it. I'll look more into it. But thank you to all of you guys who have watched, to the end here. And if anyone has any other additional comments, please make sure to leave them in the description of the video or in the comments of the video. And once again, thanks to Jurassic Liars for all his work on June 11th. Elvis's dad, Vernon, was born in 1916. So that kind of connects with the 1619. My birthday is 619. Wait, San Diego's area code is 619. That might connect. But thank you guys so much. I'm going to get off here. All right. Big prayers, guys. Before we get off here, Joseph, please pray for me. I'm heading to the emergency room. I swallowed a bone and now I'm having trouble breathing. All right, guys, we got to pray for Joseph, man. Prayers to you, Joseph. Please let us know if you're okay. I hope that it's... How big of a bone did you swallow, man? How big of a bone did you swallow? But yeah, I mean, I'm praying for you for sure. I'm thinking of you right now. And again, if you guys don't know Joseph, he has a great channel, does decoding. So please, yeah, please get to the hospital, Joseph. Um, and let us know, make a post about it and let us know. So yeah, guys, keep sending those prayers. Thank you to all the people who gave the prayers to Joseph, and we'll pray for the best and hope for the best, and we'll see what happens. But I'm gonna get off here, guys, and it was a small steak bone. I thought it would go away, but it's getting worse. Oh man, that's crazy. Yeah, it's just so your wife will be home in 10 minutes to take you, okay? Man, this is crazy. Yeah, I just really tried to. My mom always told me if you're choking to put your arms in the air. Like put your arms in the air, like lift them up and then like have someone pat you on the back. Or if someone knows the Heimlich maneuver, I don't know. But I really hope everything's okay, brother. Because I mean, yeah, he hasn't. It's definitely a bone, he says. Yeah, well, hopefully she gets there quickly and you guys can get there. I don't know how far the hospital is from you, but I hope you didn't swallow a bone because I was doing something crazy on here. The Heimlich, yeah, I don't think he has anyone there to give him the Heimlich. I think only his kids are there. I don't think his kids can give him the Heimlich. The Heimlich maneuver is named after a German guy, by the way. Oh, you swallowed it last night. So you swallowed the bone last night and it's now getting worse, huh? People are saying lean on a chair on his wishbone. Everyone's saying lean on a chair. Yeah, maybe look up a video, Joseph, on how you can do the Heimlich to yourself. I guess there's a way. Yeah, you don't want to mess around, Joseph. You need to get to the ER. You don't want to mess around. I know it probably sucks. It's not cheap. Hopefully, you have some sort of insurance or something. But yeah, just get to the ER. Oh yeah, guys. I mean, it's not the way I was hoping to end the stream, but again, we're gonna keep praying and hopefully Joseph can get that figured out. Because I know I often almost choke myself, and I know how scary that is. All right, guys, I'm gonna get off, but I went on here way too long. But again, pray for Joseph. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you all. I love you, Joseph. God bless you all. Please stay safe, everyone, and much love. And we'll see you guys very soon in the next decode. Take care.